crafters, welcome into Guys Craft 2. My name is John. And
I'm Curtis.
say hi.
There I am. Hi.
And Curtis is in the back today. So you get both of us trying to figure out what's going on and seeing how things are going. So thanks for dropping in. We appreciate each and every one of you. And today we're just going to chat and maybe possibly sew because John hasn't sewn for what, a week, or has it been 2 weeks?
Probably 2.
I think it has been 2 weeks. So a lot going on, but we will get caught up. Hopefully you've seen some of the recent posts that we've made. Hey, Danielle, thanks for dropping in. So things have been crazy busy with us as we look at the new park home that we got, and we're trying to get that going and trying to get that all situated. And you know, it's funny, we decided to make a few upgrades, and that upgrade has turned into another upgrade that turned into another upgrade. And I don't know, it's just been crazy. And then on top of that, I received a promotion at work, which is amazing. But at the same time, it's just that much more that I have to work on and that I have to focus. So we will, we're trying to get here as often as we can, um, but and trying to keep some sanity as we do it. Interesting enough, I got this much done of the University of Louisville quilt. Thought I would be able to sew those while we chatted today, and as I sat down and got ready to sew, realized I hadn't clipped off the little dog ears. So we'll do that first, and then we'll be ready to maybe sew a little bit when we chat. So who's online, Curtis?
Well, we have. Let's go back up here to the top.
And by the way, we know Curtis's mic doesn't work, but he didn't want to be on mic today.
I didn't, so I'm going to talk as loud as I can. So if you can't hear me, just bear with me, and we'll make it work for sure. So we have Quilt Meets World.
That's Russ. Hey, Russ. Thanks for dropping in.
And we have Donnell is here.
Danielle.
And Vera Weeks.
Hey, Vera. Thanks for dropping in tonight.
And we have Jean, kept in stitches.
Oh, hey, Jean. Welcome.
And we have Sally Red.
Oh, Sally. Sally's my girl. She's got a lot going on, too. She always keeps busy between doing some quilting, and I think her grandson keeps her busy, too, or he's supposed to keep her out of trouble. I'm not sure which it is. So anyway, so we'll get the dog ears trimmed off of here, and then maybe John will get some quilting done.
Well, Barb just came in. Barb Olson is here.
Hey, Barb. Thanks for dropping in tonight. So we have been working on some stuff. You can see that I got a new Villa Rosa designs. Ended up putting those away and getting those put in order. And then bought a whole bunch of more patterns in that. And but I've actually been pretty good. I will tell you that I was good this weekend. Curtis won't believe it, but this was Black Bag Friday and Saturday, and I actually did not go to Black Bag this time, so I skipped Black Bag. So that may be because they called and they wanted to, as they're working on the new park home, they told us, oh, well, you know, you might want to do this because it's going to look better, and it's another $2,000. It seems like everything keeps being another $2,000, and there's always a new idea for John to spend money on. Is that right, Curtis?
Yes.
So,
but we talk about it and see if it is conducive. But you know, the park home has had a lot of it needed a lot of TLC. So there was a lot of things that needed to be done. So we're just going to go ahead and get it done so that it looks nice. And John, tell them what they've dubbed our new home.
Oh, so the RV park that has our house in it, we do tend to have one of the larger ones because ours is almost 800 square feet. And the guys that are working on it in that for us in the park, I guess like the park manager, is that what you'd call them?
Yeah.
Have dubbed our home the Presidential Palace. So.
But I've thought up a new name for it that we can use when we talk to our friends and say, you know what, hey, we're going out of town this weekend. We're going to, instead of saying we're going to the park home, I thought up a cool name for our house. I don't know if John will like it, but I'm just telling him now. And you guys, for the first time, I thought up Mountain Acres
Oh, he wants to call it Mountain Acres.
because it's in the mountains, but it doesn't sit on acreage of property. I just, I just needed something to go with the word mountain, and acres was the next thing that came into my mind. So I was like, Mountain Acres might be a cute name for the house. So we can kind of make it sound like a little regal and tell our friends we're going to Mountain Acres this weekend.
So you all will be the first to know that we want to call it, Curtis wants to call the new house Mountain Acres.
Yes.
So we
Oh,
will
and
see.
Russ likes that.
See? That's because Russ is an old South Carolinian guy. So us Southerners, we all stick together.
Yes, you guys do.
It's kind of crazy. So between work, between the promotion, between just everything, I went from in office 2 days a week to now I'm in office 3 days a week, which means it's not so bad in the morning. My commute is only like 40 minutes in the morning. It's the hour and 15, hour and 20-minute commute home. And of course, it just doesn't give us the home life. But, at the same time, it's does bring other advantages. So we're going to make that work. I did get some stuff set out that I want to start. I'm hoping this next trip up to Mountain Acres is not going to have as much in the car. So I'm hoping to take my sewing machine. I already took the sewing table. And I'm hoping the little handyman put that together for me. So I'm hoping to take my sewing machine, a cutting mat, my roller cutter, my iron, all kinds of stuff, and get set up so I can start working on small projects up there. So instead of taking things like this quilt that I'm working on, I am planning to take up just small projects. So one of the projects that I ordered this year that I have yet to start on is the Kona block of the month. So, and those only finish out about 16 by 16 or 16 and a half by 16 and a half. So I figured that's a good project that I can cut and work on up there. All the overall assembly I would do back down here. That's what I'm trying to find is things like that. The door banner that I bought. I think it's Riley Blake. It's the door banners, the monthly door banners. I may take those up. That's actually a little bit bigger, but if I cut it and used my Caterpillar cutter and all that here to trace and get it done, I think that I could take the pieces up there. So that's part of the plan. So Sally says she thinks Mountain Acres is great.
Yeah, she does, and I thought that was nice. A couple people really liked it. And Russ even gave a nod to the Golden Girls and says, "At least you didn't call it Shady Pines."
Oh, that would have been
I
cute.
did consider it, but I thought,
well, of course you did.
We'll keep that original.
So just so you know, Russ and all you others, he can quote chapter and verse of almost every episode of Golden Girls. And yes, we cannot go to bed at night until we watch at least one episode that he can again quote every line in the show. I like Golden Girls. I'm just not quite the over the top fan that Curtis is.
And I prefer Dorothy's lines.
Well, of course you prefer Dorothy. You like a little sarcasm in your life. That's why you like me.
That's true.
I keep you on your toes.
Yes, you do.
Vera said that was cute and clever. I hope she's talking about us. Oh, Vera said, welcome to the trailer hood.
So when I said that was cute and clever.
I like, it's interesting. I do like when we pull into that RV park, it's got a big sign that says caution, grandparents at play. So we are at that 55 plus community, which just seems to really kind of suit our lifestyle. It was interesting. The RV that's directly across the street from ours, those neighbors came over to meet us when we were there, what, last weekend or 2 weekends ago?
Yeah, the last time we were there.
Yeah, and they were super, super nice. And they literally live across the street from us down here in the community next over. So we live in Sun City West, as you all know, and there's another community down here that's an RV park called, I think it's Copper Sun is the one they're in.
Yeah.
And so, interesting enough, they live right there. So they live less than 10 minutes from us down here and then live across from us up there. So we're a really super nice couple. They wanted us to, we were going to walk. The park has a couple of nature trails and different things. And Curtis and I have not spent any time out wandering around. So we decided that we would do that. And then they called us going out and they were like, well, come over and sit down and, have a, sit a spell. And we were like, yeah, no, we need to, we want to do a little exploring. And so we'll get to know them better, I'm sure, as the summer goes on. But
Yeah, they were a cute little couple. Their names were Bobby and Barry. So they're the B&B couple.
oh, yeah, Bobby and Barry. And one goes by Bear. Is it BK and Bear? Is that what their
I
sign
think it
says?
is. Yeah,
I think their sign said BK and Bear, which I guess was, if you're old enough to remember, back in the 70s, 80s, they had BJ and the Bear.
Yeah.
So I guess that's a play on that because they know we're all old enough to remember that. Oh, Danielle says she loves
Mayonnaise.
yes, and we watched that. It's funny, when we first got together, we used to watch every night. We watched Mike and Molly. And then Mike and Molly, they took off and we found the nanny and we started watching the nanny every night. And now Hallmark runs Golden Girls all the time. So we watch Golden Girls.
Yes, and John 1 year for Christmas bought me the complete season of The Nanny. I already had the whole season of The Golden Girls, so we have all that as well. And I also really like the old Reba show too, because who doesn't love Reba? Reba and Dolly and all of our little country divas, you know.
Oh, yes. So we are hooked on TV, but we enjoy that. Look, Russ says he can quote the nanny,
Yes.
but you got to do it in the nasal. You got to have that nasal accent. It's hard for me when you see her and she doesn't talk like that. So, and she's president of the Screen Actors Guild.
Actors Guild, yeah.
It's amazing. So, what have we been doing? What else have we done? We finally watched Oppenheimer. I was really thrilled that I did not see that in the theater because I'm one of those that refuse really to sit more than 2.5 hours in the theater. And there's no way I'm going to sit 3 hours unless he just throws a fit. So we did watch Oppenheimer finally. I'm glad I watched it. I'm glad we saw it. It did tell me a lot of things I had no idea about and how Oppenheimer, who he was and how he was treated. But it was definitely a long movie. And so it was nice to have it at home where we could take breaks.
Yeah.
We also watched.
We've been we just finished. Actually, we're caught up right now with a really cool show on Apple Plus. I don't know if you guys have Apple TV, but we've been watching Palm Royale, and it's a funny show. There's a huge cast in it. Kristen Wiig is in it. Ricky Martin is in it. Allison Janney is in it. Josh Lucas, who is one of the Hollywood actors, he was in Sweet Home Alabama. He's in it. So there's a lot of Carol Burnett is in it as well. So there's a lot of really big names in there, and it's really, really good. So that's a recommendation from me if you have Apple TV to give it a spin. I think you'll like it too.
Yeah, it's so crazy because Danielle said Reba is her idol.
Oh yeah.
Barb said she didn't watch any of those except Mike and Molly. So we do tend to get into series. We sometimes get into like the murder mystery series, just different ones. But Palm Royale, number one, because we like that 50s, 60s, mid-century anyways. This is such an all-star cast. And it's funny because we've lived here now 2 years in February. So just,
yeah,
a little over 2 years. And one of the things that we had decided when we moved here is that we were going to cut the wire. I was not paying cable a fortune like we used to. So instead, now what we do is we don't pay cable a fortune, but we've made up for it with everybody else because now we have Netflix, Apple Plus, Hulu, Showtime, Stars, Net
Paramount,
Paramount,
Peacock.
Peacock. So if you add it all up, it'd been cheaper if we kept cable. But it's sad because any of the shows you want to watch are on all these other channels. So Apple Plus is actually the cheapest, and they always seem to kind of come back out with another show. I loved Ted
Katrina's
Lasso.
here. Katrina.
Hey, Katrina, thanks for dropping in. And it's funny because you all say good evening because I know you're on the West Coast or East Coast, so you're probably a lot of you are 7:15 or later. And see here, it's only 4 o'clock, and so sun's still up. It's still we haven't even had dinner yet. It's just crazy what the time differences are, and 3 hours makes such a big difference for us.
Russ says he has none of those services. He has Max for free.
Oh, we have Max too.
Yeah, we HBO Max.
So
I watch my Sex in the City on Max.
yeah, Curtis has always been a big Sex in the City fan. And then what was the next one? And so was that.
Oh, and Just Like That. That's the sequel.
And Just Like That, the sequel. Yeah, he watched that while I went and saw.
Roku boxes, and she watching YouTube videos and movies on there.
Yeah, see, we have a Roku. That's how we program everything. And I love my YouTube. I don't want to give up my YouTube. And I tell you, Tom, I watch Danielle put out a couple of YouTubes in a week or more, actually. Russ, and try to keep up with Stephanie and Sean and some of the other ones. You could just do that. So I've just got to have a variety because I tell you, sometimes as much as I love watching the YouTube videos and that, and I learn so much, um, sometimes it just hurts my brain after I've worked all day that I just need to be able to watch something dumb and not not anything that would require me to process something, if that makes sense. I don't know. It's just been crazy. Finally, our weather is breaking here. It's nice. Curtis is disappointed because all the coolness is going away. So we turn the AC on for him.
Oh, Maureen is here. She says, hi, John, and hi, Curtis. Hi, Maureen.
Hey, Maureen. Thanks for dropping in today. So hopefully we're going to be better and more consistent about Sundays. I would still like to try to do one live during the week, but I tell you, work has just been so off the charts, but we're getting there. And we will see. But last Sunday we were in the park home, Mountain Acres.
Yeah.
And so we missed doing one last Sunday. I had planned to, took everything up there. Time actually got away from us. So I'm hoping next time, it looks like we're going back up the weekend of May 10th.
Yes.
So when we go back up next weekend, the next weekend, I'm hoping to actually do a live from there, be able to show you all what that looks like. The inside is pretty much done and looks pretty good. When we left, the stack unit washer and dryer was sitting out on the floor of the little utility area. So they still we needed the handyman to come hook up the hoses and that, but that was it. So rest of the house was pretty much done.
Yes, it is. They're just working on all the exteriors now. I mean, we worked our asses off to get everything done and set up last weekend as well, which was a chore because my back has been really bothering me. So it was a little bit more difficult for me back last week, but we got it done. So that's good.
All right. So I have.
Oh, you moved the thing.
I did. I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do both. I'm trying to do both, but I'm going to get over here and I clipped all the dog ears. I'm hoping to do a little bit of sewing. There. They can see your head now.
Yeah, you can see my head before, but.
Well, that's because you don't turn around. Turn around and wave.
Well, I'm in the little corner. If I turn, oh, there.
There he is.
Hi.
He's so crazy. Hard to believe we've been together 5 years. Yeah, it's 5 years.
Well, it's going to be 6 years in June. That's only a couple months away.
God, it is, isn't it? And then this December is my big birthday party.
Andrea says, I was looking for something to watch between Teresa, Louise, and Tiffany, and here you are. I subscribed when you were on Donnell's channel.
Oh, well, thanks for that. It was so much fun being on Danielle's channel. I have not hosted anyone at this point. and really, really would like to. Sean initially hosted both Curtis and I, and I definitely want to do that. It's just trying to put it together. But I so appreciate Danielle reaching out and asking, and that was so amazing. And I know Danielle just had her big birthday, and she was having some others on her channel for that. So hopefully it's a belated birthday wish, but hopefully Danielle had a nice birthday. Hey, Lorraine.
Says, hi guys and quilting friends. Hope everyone is doing well.
Thanks, Lorraine. Hey, you were supposed to have a live yesterday that I did not make. So chat us and tell us how you think your live went and did it go yesterday? So I still have so much to learn. This is only probably our 7th, 8th live.
Probably, yeah.
I think we're still under 10. You get people like Russ that just make it look so flawless and seamless, and that they're able to chat and do all kinds of stuff at the same time. But we will get there. And you know what? What we've learned is not to take it so seriously, just to enjoy getting on, chatting with folks. We chat about any and everything. But at that point, it's about doing things that we enjoy and that we enjoy doing together. Curtis does not sew. He does not do the crafting itself. What I like to say is he does not do the manual labor. That's why he has me. But he does like picking the fabrics. He does like looking at the patterns. He does like putting that stuff together. And he puts our Etsy shops together. So we just added some kits into the Etsy shop for Wreath Works, and actually just did a video on that side. So sometimes you'll see us where we're doing floral arrangements or making wreaths and doing things like that. I try to be very clear when that happens. So if you're not interested in that, and that's something that doesn't interest you, that you understand, just pass that video on by. And if it is, or if you're just curious, stay and watch. And that's fun because next weekend is our last weekend before Derby. So tonight after this, I have to make dinner and get things going. And then after dinner, we've got to go back through everything for the Derby because we're having a big Derby party. And I need to make some arrangements and things for Derby. And so I need to make sure that I have all the flowers and that. They call it the Run for the Roses. So I bought a bunch of silk roses and that to put together. I did not do it as intelligently as I probably should have, because I didn't think about purchasing them until after um, Valentine's Day and realized, oh, you know what? A lot of places were out. And so I should have bought those probably back in January or just after Valentine's Day. And so I waited too long to probably miss some of the real sales. So what's going on in the chat?
You know what? It looks like they're talking a little bit about Lorraine's live.
Oh, good. So did he do his live? Do you see that?
Yes.
Oh, he said he had 7 people show up and he finished all the carnival clues. Look at you, Lorraine. That's a successful live, because I tell you what, I think the first live we only had 3 or 4 people. So your audience will grow. Believe me, ours is growing. We have
14 people now.
Yeah, so it'll get there. And Lorraine's been a big supporter of our channel ever since we started. So how exciting. And he got all the carnival clues done. So the fact that he was able to do that and chat and do all that at one time, I am very impressed. What else is going on?
Danielle says she wishes she had someone to do the tech stuff for her. She does it all herself.
Yes, I understand that. So Curtis and I try to split that up. I tend to be more of the techie when it comes to this kind of stuff, even though I am not well trained in it. But fortunately, there's people out there that have helped us along. Curtis is real good about managing the other pieces of the business and things that we have. One of the things that we do want to do is get some more stuff on the quilting guys. because, honestly, I've bought so much stuff that we probably need to empty some inventory here. Because I don't know if I think if I retire tomorrow and sew 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, I don't know that I would ever run out of stuff.
Right.
So, Curtis says right. That's because he knows next week there'll probably be 3 more packages at the door.
She's waiting for backing, and the continuum quilt top.
Look at you. I am impressed. We have 14 quilt tops now, sitting on the other long arm, not this one. Um, I've got to get in the, we need to get in the groove of using this big long arm. I spent way too much money on it for it just to sit here. And yet it just seems like every weekend something else is up. To distract me, because I mean it's one of those where I think once I get through the second or third one, I've only done one, and I think once I get through a couple of more on there, I'll get more comfortable and feel more comfortable. But I don't know when we're going to do it. We were supposed to go up to Mountain Acres next weekend, and instead we're staying here because one of the social clubs we belong to is having a big boat trip out on Lake Pleasant.
Yes.
And so
yes, and our friend Peggy, who's just a dear friend of ours. She and her partner, her name is Julie. They're like sisters for us, so we call them our sisters, and they call us their brothers. Julie won't be able to go, but Peggy's going, and she wanted to go with us, so we're going to go and have some lunch, and then we're going to go up on the lake with some other friends of ours, and just enjoy the day.
So instead of going up north, we'll be out on the lake for a day, which is fun, and we want to do that. So we'll stay back and be able to be with a bunch of friends and that. And I think there's probably 30 going from our club.
I think so, yeah.
So I think last year they had about 70 or 80 that showed up on the little boat, and it's nice. There's a supposedly a really nice restaurant right there. And that's actually
Joy T is here. She called me Carlos.
Carlos. She tried. Hey, Joy T, thanks for joining. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think Joy T's down in Florida. So if I couldn't live in Arizona, I'd probably want to live in Florida. I got to live where there's palm trees. And I can't afford California. So that's not a option. So always so much going on. But I'm trying to get these 2 quilt tops done and finished that I've been working on now. This is the 2nd month, because these are both Christmas presents that will be given away, and the recipients of these will actually be here in Arizona for Christmas because they're coming out for my birthday. So they'll actually be here for us to see them open and all that. So I definitely got to get them done, and I am so glad I started these in February, March, or I don't know that I would have had enough time. I'm still trying to get the squares. I tell you, like this one, the marine one that I'm working on. So using the same pattern in that, but I do find sewing open the seams just really does make a difference. But if you know how often you do that, it's very time consuming, but it's okay. So I did do that, and I'll do that on this one as well. But this pattern seems quick and simple, but there's a lot more work to it. I mean, just getting all the squares cut, and then you don't think about all the dog ears and all that. It's just really surprises me all the prep that goes into actually just sewing.
Well, Lorraine asked you a question.
All right.
John, is that a one-off shirt, or can we buy one as it is cute?
Oh, thank you, Luane. Yes, so one of the things, we actually had several of these shirts made up in a couple of different colors. And that's one of the things Curtis needs to get on the Etsy store. So the Quilting Guys is our Etsy store, and the link is below. He has not gotten these on yet, but they will be. And if you all want one, that would be amazing. And if not,
and we'll let you know when they're on the site.
yeah, Curtis will work on that in the next week to get those on. But yeah. Who was it? Oh, hey, Chris. Thanks for dropping in this evening. So we, we run and gun so much. It's just really crazy, but we're getting there. It's, I think I'm hoping now with summer coming here. Of course, I like summer here, especially when it's 115. I like the warm weather. But the nice thing is our snowbirds go home, which really makes it so much more pleasant here. So they're starting to finally leave, which really opens our community up. The fact that they're gone, and then that actually opens our stores and a lot of things for us, so we can really enjoy just the community and things more locally, don't you think?
Yeah.
And so that will help us too, as far as being able to. And then I think things just settle down here in the summer where, we're so busy in the winter. Like we have the Derby party coming up in 2 weeks, and we have what, 25 or so people coming.
Yeah.
And everybody's got to wear a hat, right? Because all the ladies wear big hats at the Derby party. So that's expected at our party. We'll do some small wagering. And when I talk about small, I mean, we do like 50-cent dollar, maybe a $2 pot, but that's it. But we did buy a pre-mixed by Old Forest, Old Forester.
Yes, Old Forester.
Old Forester mint julep, and it's completely mixed with the Old Forester whiskey in there, or bourbon, because Kentucky doesn't make whiskey, we make bourbon. And so that'll be one of the things that we serve at the party. We also have bourbon slush that we typically do not serve at any other party except Christmas, but I had a bag left, so we're doing that. And we'll have wine in that, and everybody brings hors d'oeuvres, and so it'll be just a nice day to watch a 2-minute horse race run around the dirt track and just have fun in that. But that'll really be our last party until the fall. So, because we're planning on spending holidays up north. We're doing Memorial Day weekend up there. We'll do July 4th up there. We'll do Labor Day. They've already told us in the park they have a big July 4th celebration. They do, I think, like a potluck, and I think the park provides the meat, and they actually have a band. So they have a live band that comes in that. And I'm told that actually that entire community is very big for 4th of July, so that even if the park didn't do what they're doing, that the community itself does a lot of things for 4th of July. So I think that'll be fun, but we're cutting back. Probably this fall, we'll do a Halloween party, and we'll do our traditional Christmas party. Now, traditional Christmas party for us is at least 3, because we have a big Christmas party for all of our friends. We have a neighbor's open house, is what I call it, around Christmas, and then we have our cookie exchange. So we'll probably still do those 3, don't you think?
Probably. Yeah, I mean, it gets to be a lot. I know we complained about it this past year with that, plus all the other like shows we went to. The good thing is, I get we get the house decorated and all the trees up and decorated in 21 days. So everything for Halloween comes down on November 1st. Then we start doing all of the home decorating for Christmas on November 1st, and it's done. I always want it done by Thanksgiving, but we do keep our Thanksgiving and fall table through Thanksgiving, and then usually on Black Friday, John will change it out to whatever he wants for Christmas, and it's usually a rotating table, so we put a bunch of different things out on it. We don't usually sit there to eat unless we have more of a formal dinner. Then yes, we would eat there. But non-formal dinners we eat in our eating kitchen. So
Yeah, and we like, I don't know, it's always been important to me. It's hard to decorate for Thanksgiving, and especially if we go pretty overboard for Christmas, to keep both. So we try to traditionally keep the dining table very Thanksgiving-ish.
yes.
See, I went to school in the South. We created those type of words. Um,
Oh, John, there's somebody said here, Luann said that they know your son is getting his BS. What is it in?
oh, he's getting in computer science, and so he's getting an IT degree, and the focus is oh, what's that
You
called?
didn't tell me. I don't know.
Yeah, but what's that called when they
Oh, cybersecurity.
cybersecurity is what. So he's in the Air Force, and so interesting enough, he never wanted to go to school. He hated school, loved the Air Force. The Air Force convinced him he needed to go and get his degree, which he has, and he'll finish in January. And but it's in cybersecurity, so um, I think it should be a very marketable degree. And excited for him to get out and see how that goes. I know he's anxious to get out of the military. I think he'll have his 20 years in a couple of years, and I think he's looking for retirement and going into a more normal, whatever that means, job as far as being able to have more time to see his kids and be a part of their life. Because in the military, it just makes it so much tougher. So we had hoped to see him over Easter when we went to Virginia. Yeah, and he ended up not being able to make it. So, Lorraine, thank you for asking. That was very considerate.
And Joy T asked, which I answered her in the chat. She asked, who bakes, you or me or you? And of course, I said that you do all the cooking and I do all the cleaning.
Yes. So I do like that. He sometimes complains. He likes the food. He thinks sometimes I'm a little messy,
A little bit.
but
I just equate that.
yeah, he thinks because I'm messy that's all Southerners are messy. I don't think I'm messy. I can't help that make some dishes take multiple pans or multiple bowls or whatever, but whatever. That's part of that northern Pennsylvania.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Who is? Oh, hey, Gene. Thank you for your service. We love the Air Force. So it's very interesting. In my family, I was not in the service, but my father was in the Navy. My uncle was in the Army. My brother-in-law was in the Army. Um, my niece works for the Department of Defense, but she's focused on the Navy. Her boyfriend husband is a Marine. So all of our services have always been Navy focused and kind of with the Army as a backup. So it was very interesting when he chose to go to the service and chose the Air Force. But I love everything about the Air Force. Air Force has been very good to him. He's had a very good career. We've met some just amazing people. Um, and I'm sure all the services have people to brag about in that, but I do. I'm so proud of him and the service and appreciate any of you on the channel that served. That just means so much. It's interesting here where we live. We live actually next to Luke Air Force Base, and a few times a month at least, we can hear the fighter jets fly over. What do we call that?
The sound of freedom.
The sound of freedom. My realtor was trying to explain to me about, that can be a distraction and noisy at certain times. And we had to sign a paper that we understood that this retirement community is in the flight path and, that we would hear them and blah, blah, blah. And I told him that was fine because I consider that the sound of freedom. And I'm proud of those boys and girls and appreciate their service. He just kind of rolled his eyes. I don't think the poor guy was a big supporter of the service, but that's okay because we still protect him regardless, don't we?
Yeah. And changing topics, Vera says she asked if the grandkids enjoyed the things we got them for Easter.
They did. Now, I will say we cheated this year because last year I made some things for them, but this year I didn't. But we had bought them some bunnies and some, I don't even know what they were called, like egg looking things, but one was a pig and one was a chicken.
They look like those little squishmallows.
Yeah, like a squishmallow. We bought a couple of those for the kids. I bought my grandson Spider-Man stuff. So as long as I buy him Spider-Man stuff, I rock. We had a great visit with the family.
We did.
We got the kids are so adorable because they're 4 and 6. My granddaughter, who's my namesake, is just as precious as can be. My grandson, when you say is all boy, is absolutely all boy. Somehow he got it in his mind this year that he had not seen Papa John's house. And so I am Papa John, and behind me is Grandpa Curtis. And so he had decided that he would come home with us. And I tried to explain to him that wasn't an option, and we lived very far away. He was not accepting that. We also explained to him that, well, it was too far. You have to fly on a plane in that, and mommy can't come with you. He was okay with that. I think mommy got her feelings hurt a little bit because she kind of quickly got tossed aside. And so, anyways, needless to say, he did not get to come home with us. But it was just funny. I have no idea where that came from. We had never talked about it, and but we'll get.
Cute, though.
Oh, it was adorable. We loved it, but unfortunately, we left both days with him crying because he was determined he was coming home. Mm-mm-mm. So we do miss the grandkids. I do hate that they're on the East Coast and we're all the way out here. The problem is I absolutely love everything and anything about Arizona and Phoenix, and Curtis knows that. I have no desire to ever live anywhere else. And I have really no desire to go back east. It's kind of interesting. All my family is back east. Um, Curtis has actually a smaller family than I do, but his family is all back east as well. Um, but neither one of us, I don't think either one of us really have a desire to ever live back east. Do you?
You know, I think about it occasionally, not often, because I miss the East Coast. You know, it's where I spent the majority of my life growing up and living over there, and I still have a bit of my East Coast accent with certain words and phrases that I say. So, it is what it is. But I like Arizona. I've been here a lot longer than John has been. I've been here, I think, 14 or 15 years. I moved here in 2009. So it's grown on me, I will say. It took me several years to really get used to life here. It's a much slower pace than living in New York, where I live, and it's a lot different. A lot of different personalities. Different things like that. So it's just very different to get used to. But I'm here to stay.
And he has to be here to stay because we own 2 homes and both are in retirement communities. So that does kind of help situate us in. But
Yeah.
I'm fortunate. I have an amazing job. I work for an amazing company. They do so much to support me in a lot of different ways. So I would never give that up. I've worked my entire career to find an employer like the one I have now. So I have no desire to, I will retire from there. I hope that's in 8 years. It may be 10, but we'll see. But at the end of the day, it's an amazing company. We love both of our homes. We love where we're at. The nice thing is the summer house is less than 2 hours from this one. So it's not bad to get up there. So that makes all the difference. But yeah, we do miss the grandkids. I mean, and my daughter definitely misses me being there with them.
Maureen LeClaire says she's a New Englander and always will be. Yes, I know what that's like. Definitely. Maureen, where in New England do you live? If you could type that in the chat, I'd be curious to know.
So look, I've got now this part done. So now I got to go iron open all these seams, and then we will have this look. And now all I need to do is sew these together. So I'm actually getting work done tonight. Aren't you impressed, Mr. Curtis?
Yes, you are getting some work done. That's good. So it's 4:45. Do we want to keep going, or are you ready to wrap up?
At 5. Let's do
at
top.
5?
Yeah, let's do top of the hour. Does that
Oh,
work?
Maureen is from Connecticut.
Oh, very nice.
She's in South Windsor, Connecticut. Nice. Yeah, I've been to Connecticut several times. It's very nice. When I was in New York, I lived in Manhattan, so it was very nice. I loved it there. I've been to Connecticut many times. I've been to New England several times. Definitely not as much as what I would like to be. And I'll have to entertain you all sometime with a story that I have about Martha Stewart in Maine.
But before you entertain them with those stories, we have to get you what?
A microphone.
A microphone. Yes. We do realize that he needs a mic, and we were going to mic him tonight, and he goes, well, I'm not going to talk very much, so it's okay. I don't need a mic. Now he's starting to ease into it and understand it's not so bad. I don't know that I have ever been to Connecticut.
I don't think you've been to New England, have you?
Well, that's what I'm trying to think. Yeah, I've been to New York.
We've talked about going to see a Broadway show, or and just being in the city, but you haven't with me.
No, I was in New York for work, so I've been to New York for work a couple of times, but I've really never toured, never really saw anything in New York. I'm trying to think when you go. I know I've been to Maryland. I've been through the Chesapeake Bridge and that. And I'm trying to think when you come out of one side of Virginia and you go through that tunnel bridge and that, is that Connecticut that you come out into?
No, Connecticut is up north, honey. It's further north than New York.
All right, so you all do have to realize I do have a Southern education.
Yeah. So New York, Connecticut is bordered with New York, and it's more of you have to go through upstate New York to get into Connecticut. A lot of people, it's easy to get to from like areas like Poughkeepsie and Albany and places like that. It's very easy to get to. A lot of people as well will live in Connecticut and commute into Manhattan because it's much cheaper, of course, to live in Connecticut or in any of the outskirts states. Like a lot of people live in New Jersey and commute into New York, and that's the same with Connecticut as well too.
That's crazy. So I have not been to Connecticut. Interesting enough, a couple of years ago, my niece and I were doing lots of half marathons. We decided we wanted to do a half marathon in every state. That was before I moved West Coast and got very content and lost my figure. But with that said, I have not done a half marathon in any of the New England states, so that would be one that I would still need. So we'll see.
So I'm going to send a recommendation to Maureen. I know she said she's about 100 miles from New York. I don't know how often you get to New York, but there's a wonderful tea manufacturer that I really like. The company's name is Harney and Sons. They have their factory, and their tea store actually is in the town of Millerton, New York, which is of course in upstate. It's a great place to go to tour. When I was there, I toured the factory with my partner at the time, and we had a great time, and we sampled teas in the tea store. You can actually buy the Harney teas nationwide. I could get them here. I actually got my mom a tin of their chocolate mint tea at Target. They had a whole bunch of different flavors there, so they do sell them nationwide at Target, or you can order them directly on their website, or just if you're in New York and that's something, and you're in upstate and that's something you want to do, you can always buy it from there too. But their teas are very good.
There you go. He does like his.
I'm not a coffee drinker at all, but I do like my tea.
Yeah, he does not like coffee. I absolutely love my coffee, and I have to have 6 or 8 cups a day. One of the first things we bought for the new house was a Keurig. And yes, I have a large variety of K cups, and um, yes, I love my coffee. But now we do make iced tea quite frequently. You like really cold tea is much better than hot tea.
I do. I don't drink. I mean, I like hot tea, but I much prefer iced tea.
Yeah. So we've subscribed in trying snarky tea, and we just made tonight. I can't remember.
I can't remember the. Oh, it was a
Something lemonade.
Strawberry lemonade, I think it was, but it's tea.
Yeah. So
Jeannie is here. She says hi.
oh, hey, Jean.
Jeannie. I think. JEANNYE. I'm thinking her name is Jeannie.
So welcome in. We appreciate you stopping in tonight. So we, yeah, so we, you know, as always, we have a lot going on, a lot of things happening, but, you know, we like to keep a busy life, busy schedule. It's what my niece told me. She said, "You all are always so busy," but it's like that's just what we do, and that's what we like. Um, just, I guess it's always been our kind of our lifestyle. I like Sally says she doesn't drink coffee or tea, but when the coffee becomes Kahlua, she likes it.
Yes, that always does.
That puts a whole different flavor profile out there, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, look at that. We're up to 21 people.
Look, and
oh, I pronounced her name.
Jeannie
well.
says you did. That is the nice thing about having Curtis on. He's better with some of the names than I am usually. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, this does not want to line up tonight, but that's okay. We will make it line up, right? That's why we trim and cut these blocks to make them fit. Waiting for the day that I get to talking and get distracted and sew my finger. Because YouTube doesn't let you use those words. Yes. Because YouTube doesn't let you use those words on lives. So, you know, we have to be careful. But that's okay. So we're getting it done. So we have managed to get some things done. So it's nice to actually feel like we're accomplishing some things tonight. So tonight we have a simple dinner. We have diced chicken that I'm making barbecue chicken sandwiches out of. So that will be our dinner after the live. I don't know what else we've got going with that. Yeah, Curtis likes his rice. He's a big rice and pasta guy. No, I don't like salads. Us Southerners, we like vegetables after you cook them to death. That's the way I was raised. Yeah, he likes crunchy vegetables. Vegetables weren't made to be crunchy. I will have to say, you have changed me over from that. So yes, I used to make broccoli mush all the time, and I am much better now.
You are.
I do sometimes overcook it, but that's just because the way I was raised. But I am better, and I don't like it as mushy anymore.
Russ likes salads too. He says chicken salad, macaroni salad.
See, it's a good Southern boy there. We actually have our work actually has a full service cafeteria that is really cheap. And I just discovered that they have a chicken cranberry pecan salad, and it is amazing. I so enjoy getting a wrap in that. And in fact, I got one the other day, and the guy put, I think like 2 cups of chicken salad in that wrap. I was like, dude, I could not possibly eat all of that at any point. I'm standing there watching him make it. And I was like, obviously, they didn't teach you all how to measure and worry about food costs. So that's okay. Come on. All right.
Oh, Jean makes chicken salad with cranberries and pecans.
Yeah, see, that's what we have at work. They actually put diced pecan bits in it, and the cranberries. I love it, and so we have that apparently all year, and it's just amazing to me. Curtis does not like fruit in his chicken salad. He doesn't understand the need to put grapes and cranberries and that in
Oh,
chicken
Dorothy
salad.
says she likes her vegetables overcooked too, and she's from the north.
See, I don't know. All right, Mr. Curtis. So
Say goodbye.
yeah, we're getting up to top of the hour. So let's start. We appreciate each and every one of you. It's been amazing to watch our channel grow and how people have joined and talked with us. It's fun to get on and be able to sew with you all and actually chat live. We've been trying to at least post some recorded videos and that so we can stay in touch because it's really not been our intent
No,
not to be heard or not be around. It's just
we've just been busy.
yeah, life just gets in the way. And, we really appreciate all of you tuning in, all of you chatting with us, being here, sharing your thoughts and that when we post some stuff, telling us different things. But, we'll get there.
Yeah.
So, with that said, I am going to end the chat tonight or the live tonight. We so appreciate you all being here. We hope that everyone has a great start to their week.
Yeah.
And until next time, we always say, happy crafting.